Hey everybody, this is Tom, owner of Big City Images, and welcome to our November newsletter. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can evaluate the quality of the photography you receive from your real estate photographer. Let's take a look. All right, I'm going to try to explain this as quickly as possible, and this is a real example from a home that we shot in Katy for a customer. So the three levels of photography that you're going to receive from your real estate photographer is single exposure, bracketed photography that's been automatically blended in editing software, and then hand blended HDR, which is bracketed photography that has been hand blended in Photoshop. Without further ado, let me show an example of each method, and I'm going to give a little bit additional information about each method to help you understand single exposure versus bracketed, and then within bracketed, the different types of editing that you can do. Okay, so this first example right here is single exposure photography. So what this means is the shutter button was hit one time. So the shutter opened and closed one time and taken this picture. This is great in a lot of types of photography, but for real estate, it causes a lot of limitations to the quality of your photography because there's really no good way to be able to balance the amount of light outside the house and inside. So 99% of the time, you are going to have blown out windows. If you see completely blown out windows in your photography, you can pretty much bet that it was single exposure photography that you received. All right, so the next example I'm going to show you is bracketed photography that's been automatically blended in editing software. So in this bracketed shot, every time the shutter button was hit on the camera, the shutter opened and closed 5 times, taking 5 pictures at 5 different exposures. Then those photos were blended automatically within editing software. Okay, so here is the example of that, and as you can see, you've got a lot better detail in this photo as opposed to the previous one. And then I'll just show you again. All right, this one right here is single exposure photography, and then this one right here is bracketed photography that's been automatically blended. So immediately what you'll notice is the color, everything's a lot sharper in here. And then outside your windows, it's still a little bit blown out, but it's not as blown out. Okay, now for the final example, and this is going to be the same 5 bracketed photography with 5 exposures, and but it's been hand blended in Photoshop. Okay, so here you go. Now, as you can tell, even the color looks different in here. So the beauty of being able of having your photos hand blended in HDR, hand blended in Photoshop, is that you're going to be able to. You're not depending on the computer just to automatically blend everything. You're able to go in there and actually take the parts of each exposure that are going to best represent the space. So you're going to have much more accurate paint or wall colors. Look at the windows, you can see they're completely clear, very crisp, very nice. Look at the outdoors of the house. And overall, everything is just much better quality and much sharper, and you've got very nice, clean window shots. All right, so hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope this helps you in the future evaluate the level of photography you're receiving, which at the end of the day, it's what you're paying for. So it's not that any of them are right or wrong. I think it's just according to what gets the job done for your property, and what's your budget. If you're maybe wondering sometimes on the difference in pricing, if you look at your photos and all the windows are blown out, well, you're probably just doing single exposure photography, and if you see the prices are a little bit more, but you go and look at the interiors and all of the color is just much nicer. You can see through all the windows. That's why. It's just it's more effort, but overall you're going to get a much better product, and it's going to be more appealing to potential buyers and stop the scroll whenever they're looking through properties on the internet. So everybody take care. Appreciate you guys continuing to receive the newsletter, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye-bye.